Hi, my name's Christy. I'm a senior marine mammal trainer who works primarily with the sea otters. Otters hold pause, and it's called rafting. They do this to stay in groups. Typically they do it when they're sleeping. If you think about it, safety in numbers is always a good thing, and so they don't want to float away and potentially get preyed upon. Out in the wild, it means holding pause with a stranger. You hold pause with a stranger. So the banging is a natural behavior for otters. They eat a lot of shellfish, a lot of invertebrates, and to crack open that shellfish, they'll bang that food on a rock, or they'll find a rock to bang up against the shellfish to get to the food inside. Sea otters are one of the few marine mammals to use tools. Otters are also seen to, if they find a particular rock that works really well for them, they can actually store it in a loose fold of skin in their armpit area, referred to as a pocket, to hold onto it for later use. So this behavior, rubbing the face is a grooming behavior. It's a really important behavior for otters. They have the densest fur in all the animal kingdom and rely on that fur to keep themselves warm in the cold water. They don't have any blubber or fat, so keeping that fur really clean maintains its waterproofing qualities. A healthy sea otter's fur never allows their skin to be wet, so grooming that fur and keeping it really clean is really important. If you were to try and part the fur down to the skin, you'd never be able to see the skin. When the pups are born, they have a lanugo coat, which actually doesn't allow them to dive, so they can just float in the water. And they aren't very good swimmers when they're first born either, so it's mom's responsibility to take care of that pup and keep it with her, and that's the easiest way for mom to do it, is to keep it on her chest. Now, if the mom needs to go off and hunt for food, you may see a pup actually wrapped in kelp. They'll use kelp kind of like a seatbelt to keep the pup in place so that mom can go and forage, and when she comes back to the surface, the pup is in the same place. Young pups especially are going to be socializing and interacting with other young pups. We're really fortunate here at the aquarium where we do have 4 animals under the age of 2, and so they have a lot of energy and very playful with each other, and most of the time spend most of their day playing and wrestling with each other. You would see this out in the wild as well, with young pups interacting with each other, learning social cues and learning how to be an otter out in the wild.
I'm Wayne Hartley. I'm the manatee specialist with Save Manatee Club, and we're going to go out here in the next 15 minutes and have a look at the daily life of manatees. There are times when we go out in the canoe and see over 400 manatees in a single morning. Blue Springs is a protected winter warm water site and a vital sanctuary where manatees can rest and stay warm without fear of being hit by boats. Manatees are slow-moving animals. They prefer waters about 3 to 7 feet deep. Manatees swim through the water by moving their paddle-shaped tail up and down. On average, manatees swim between 3 to 5 miles per hour. Manatees use their flippers for steering, crawling along the bottom, and holding food. Manatees rest for about 2 to 12 hours per day. Manatees may rest submerged on the bottom or just below the surface of the water. Manatees spend about 6 to 8 hours per day feeding. Manatees are herbivores, which means they only eat plants. On average, manatees eat 100 to 150 pounds of food each day. Manatees graze along the bottom and on the surface of the water. Being mammals, manatees must surface to breathe air. On average, manatees come up to breathe air every 3 to 5 minutes. If really active, they can come up for air every 30 seconds. A resting manatee can hold its breath for up to 20 minutes. Manatees can be quite playful. They do barrel rolls, tail stands, headstands, and upside-down gliding. Manatees are not territorial animals. They are semi-social, somewhat solitary animals. Having few natural enemies, manatees don't need the protection of a herd. Manatee gatherings are usually because of common habitat requirements, such as warm water, fresh water, or food sources. Unfortunately, many manatee bear scars from encounters with motorboats. We actually use these scars to identify individual manatees. We have scar pattern charts, which are backed up by photographs. Photographs are really better, but scar pattern charts, I can carry all 300 animals out there in the canoe with me on the paper. And to do the life history, you have to re-recognize the animals, and that's what it's all about, is these scars. And we have fingerprints, manatees have scar patterns, but every year we have to go out and redraw and re-photograph because they've got new scars, old scars have healed and changed. So you just have to keep it up year after year after year to even determine how long a particular manatee lives. If you protect manatees, you protect so many other things, and especially the seagrass beds and the habitat needed not just for manatees, but for the small fish to grow and for your sport fishing and your commercial fishing industries to survive, along with all the other little animals that depend on these things to survive. So if you protect manatees, you're protecting a whole lot more than just manatees.